I'm not a Harry Potter fan. Truth of the matter is, I'm kinda just skipped that part of the whole reading cycle. I wanted to be cool and intellectual, so I read Jurassic Park and a lot of Shakespeare. I also read Game of Thrones. All of it. God, I hate Game of Thrones. Finish the fucking books, George, you fat fuck. Disregarding that, Harry Potter also kinda skipped the whole movie thing. The Boy Wizard was kind of dull to me, I guess, but Harry Potter and the Final Solution is a fairly massive black hole of ideas and concepts as well as J.K. Rowling's Rowlingness. But the idea of a school for wizards and growing up has been attempted before, but not often. Usually it's the domain of little PBTA story games where you roll the magic stat to do the magic to magically do things. So with Harry Potter and the Ubisoft open world coming out, I decided to work on Schola Maleficarum, which started as wizard school fun, but quickly escalated into inner city wizard school simulator, as well as being a fucking mess. Let me explain. At its core, it is a D6 dice pool system, attempting to score successes of 4 up, 5 up, or 6 up, with the odd inclusion during my I need to be creative phase, adding in a fate die, which is a crit die effectively to increase or decrease the effect. You'll need to beat a number of successes to succeed, often dictated by your year. The main meat of the character is their skills though, adding those precious D6s to the idea of common core and developmental skills. Common cores are your standard skills. You'll always have access to, even if you have a 0 in the right skill. Most of these are about brute force applications that build with age and time, while your developmental skills can be improved by attending classes and building them out, further split between mundane skills, magical skills, specialties, formal, and practical skills. There is a lot going on here, and a bit more than I originally planned, but it kind of works. Though magic, boy oh boy, magic. Stealing a bit from Ars Magica, spells are created one at a time. First you must define it, destru, comprenu, controlu, creu, morphu, further breaking it down to be either an adjustment, customization, or conversion of a chosen domain. For example, let's say I want to create a small light so I can see in the dark woods. That would be a light, creu, conversion spell, as I want to create light. Easy enough, but all of these have a flow value, the natural ability for you to express magic. And as a first year student, you have a maximum flow of 5. This isn't mana, this is your ability to express magic. As long as you get that spell below your flow, you're fine. So our spell, with no bonuses or problems, is actually 40 flow. Quite a bit, so we need to do some things to help. First, you're going to have your focusing implement, reducing it by 5. Then we can bring in a powerful implement like a magic stone for an additional 12. Being under the only light on the darkness would also be an ideal time, place, and situation modifier for an additional 9 reduction. Then we start adding modifiers. Do you want to make the spell harder to cast, forcing a roll? Do we want to make sure it takes time? Do we want to chain other spells to it? Do we have any certain kinds of targets? Is it an area of effect? Is there blood payment? Is there permanency? Is it various verbal and somatic components? All of these contribute to reducing down that thing. Luckily, at this point, we just shout very loud and begin flailing around and to pay for it and make some exaggerated movements to keep it going for an hour. But now I've cast one spell. From there, the game is mostly about going to school. The class system is mostly built around attending courses to increase your skills. Yes, there are multiple quarters per year, semesters, about 3 or 4 sessions per quarter with all the associated issues going on. Exams force the students to play to their best skills to increase their abilities in that skill quite a bit, but other students also have to participate in that skill that you chose, so it's kind of this weird prisoner's dilemma. Schola Maleficarum can roughly be described as my personal autism project. There's a lot of moving parts to the game, and I don't feel they are perfect and work the way I want them to. Magic is way too dense for what I was going for, but it needed to be that dense to work. Schooling in general is just this giant nightmare that I had to come up with how people would develop, so they couldn't break the game by power gaming repeatedly, as just easy to fuck with how the game allowed you to work up without it feeling weird or bad at the same time, because if I didn't do it certain ways, it would feel odd. Is this a failure though? I don't think so, but more of an experiment for tearing apart other things. Chop it up, distribute the parts, reconstitute those internal organs, or something more productive. Figure out what the damn fate die does. It's more of interesting for what I managed to do with it rather than the end product, the sum being less than its parts. My name is Notepad, and this was Schola Maleficarum. As always, the links are down below. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Many thanks to the Deep Dark Wizard Lords for continuing to fund my research into the final spell. Godspeed, good luck, and put that book down!